I feel like my college degree didn't prepare me to join the workforce. As I have been applying for jobs, every position brings up languages and frameworks I have never even heard of. And the ones that I do know only make up a small part of what the job requirements ask for. I did a lot of group projects. And I'm realizing I don't really know how to code backend as one of my other group members did most of that work. I know I struggle with imposter syndrome at times. But this feels like I genuinely have no clue what's going on. I'm currently thinking about looking for a job placement agency. But I also really want to stay in my home state, and I'm not sure if I should risk giving up my wage like that if I'm not really in as much trouble as I think I am. Any advice? In my case, my CS degree honed my skills, e.g. problem solving and critical thinking. All the programming languages that I picked up in school didn't matter because I forgot most of them already. Now at work, I'm able to dive into any problems and find a solution. Even if the framework is new, I can still tackle it head on. That's what 4 years of CS did for me. You shouldn't be afraid of all these new tech stacks because if you didn't cheat your way through college, you should have learned these skills. Here are courses that are very helpful from my degree. OOP course. Database course. The other courses I forgot already because I don't use at my work. Of course it didn't. CS degree is just a paper you need to have higher education and show potential employers you were able to stick to something for a long time and complete it. You need to learn coding yourself. And then learn what it takes to get a job. A raw language is not enough. Computer science degrees don't teach you about stacks used in the workforce because it isn't supposed to. CS gives you the grounding to be able to figure out what you need to learn and do what is necessary to learn what you need to do. One thing that I see a lot from new programmers is that they expect an element of hand-holding. It simply is not how this industry works. You also need to learn to manage your imposter syndrome. It never goes away. If anybody claims it does, then they're either inexperienced or worked on easy projects. That's what internships and co-ops are for. Did you not do any? Your CS degree will teach you the theory and math of computing. It is a science degree, not job training. Relax, man. You're not expected to know everything. College gave you a foundation. Your career is where you build your house. Don't be afraid to accept hourly work from third-party agencies. That's been most of what my career has been. And they have always led to the most interesting jobs. And frequently full-time employment as well. View this as an adventure. And see where it takes you. What's hilarious is how every other thread here tells people to go to college, even if they have a job now. But then you have these threads where people who have degrees can't get a job. This is why I say that what matters is experience, and college itself doesn't get you that. You get a lot of theory, most of which you won't use. Nothing wrong with college, but yeah, what you need is express. Lot of responses here from experienced devs who likely haven't taken a look at a job description. Lately I see a college degree prepares people for academia. It prepares you to ask meaningful questions and be able to evaluate possible solutions. If you wanted a school to prep you for the workforce, you should have looked into trade schools. Unfortunately, we don't really have that for SWE yet. As in a 5-year apprenticeship. Along with 5 hours of schooling. I'm not really sure on the school hours. I'm like the first person to not do a blue-collar job in my family. You went to school and learned to learn. Now you can start your career in industry and learn It was the first step in the process, not the end. I did a lot of group projects. And I'm realizing I don't really know how to code backend as one of my other group members did most of that work. So while everyone else was actually doing the work, what were you doing? You are underestimating how 4 years of constant exposure to coding in multiple languages and learning core concepts hones your skills and ability to learn new languages frameworks. Your first paragraph applies to experienced engineers. I haven't had a single new job that uses the same main language and tech stack that my prior one did. There's a reason tech interviews at good companies try to be language and stack agnostic as possible. Was your degree CS? If that's the case, it was never supposed to prepare you fully. That was something you should have been working on while completing your degree. It's competitive. You can't just get a sheet of paper and think that's enough. Of course it didn't. Or isn't supposed to be. Everyone's in the same boat. That's true of everyone. A degree is academia, not job training. They never do. They educate you. My expectations of new grads are knowing some basic languages and abilities to pick up stuff with some guidance. They have a few months to ramp up. Same with BS in mechanical engineering degree. It only teaches you basics and how to solve problems. Master's degree is more practical experience. My dean at college once told us college is where you learn how to learn. Its purpose isn't to prepare you for a specific job. That's impossible. In the course of a career, you will probably never start a job with all the skills the job requires. Job postings should be treated as wish lists, not sets of hard requirements. Learning is the job. I learned more in my first year of work than I did in 5-1-2 years of college. This is one of the reasons internships and work-study programs are so valuable. Welcome to reality. Don't apply to jobs that ask for languages. You'll always be on the losing end. Go for generalist roles like FANG. They are significantly more straightforward to prepare for. They also happen to pay way more. Why college is a total scam. I've never met a single person on Reddit or IRL who genuinely thinks college is useful while having a remotely respectable TC or any sort of success at all. None of them ever made their own startup, negotiated equity in a successful startup, or did anything useful. If this comment upsets anyone, I really hope I get proven wrong. It'd be nice to meet a unicorn. Yep, colleges are outdated and don't prepare you for real life. The good news is all juniors join unprepared like you, and it is expected by your team manager that you will grow into your role. So put your ego aside. Imitate what works well for your colleagues. Read up on good practices. Try things. Fail and keep learning. It didn't. College degrees are a lie. They're an expensive substitute for apprenticeships and training. Real world, your degree doesn't actually teach you to do the job. It's just a checkbox for company when hiring, so helps you get offers. Yeah, no shit. Remember, it's who you know, not what you know. You went to school to become a scientist, you're joining the workforce to become a frameworker. The two are not the same. But the scientist is better. Lol. I went to FHSU and I feel the same. I've learned a lot from tutorials and I'm still learning. Haven't been able to get a good job, but I'm grinding LeetCode now. Grind and build something. Build many things. We got this biceps.